Hello everyone, this is ACHAI Akaya, and we are in game number 3, the ace match between Spartan and DEFCON 5. Spartan is playing for the VGvSC Gaming Network, and DEFCON 5 is playing for SC2 Armory, which he has been playing as Protoss, and Spartan has been playing as Random, and he has gotten Zerg once again in game 3. So he says, I'm going to raffle so hard if you cheese again. If you missed last game, it looks like Spartan was trying to do some kind of a proxy rush, but he did not commit to it very heavily, only getting a couple Reapers out and canceling a bunker that he was trying to put up at the entrance of the Protoss player's base. So that rush was a big fail on his part, and he actually lost that game because he just got overrun by the superior macro that game. Once that micro was held off from the cheese, he just got overrun by the Protoss player. But he said, I'll just open 10 gate to be safe. So going to cut a few probes and get a gateway out a little bit earlier, just in case there's some kind of crazy cheese against him once again this game. But this map is going to be played Metalopolis, which is another 4-player map. So both players will be very reliant on early scouting, trying to find out exactly where their opponent is. And of course, for DEFCON 5, it is even more important because right now he doesn't even know what race he's playing against because Spartan is playing as Random. So moving his first probe across the map, going to check the top base first, and then most likely will move down into the mid right here next. So he will find Spartan on his second attempt. And it looks like he may actually cross paths with his Overlord here very shortly, so he will be aware of what race he is if he actually manages to spot that Overlord when he's going past it with his probe. But it looks like Spartan has opened with a little bit of an earlier pool. Actually, he's already got Zerglings on the way right now, so I'm not sure if that was a 10 pool or 9 pool, something along those lines, but to already have the spawning pool done and Zerglings built by the time you get to 13 population is pretty early, and they're just going to run straight by the scouting probe there. So once again, he is going to try to put on some early Zergling pressure, which, as we saw in game 1, that early Zergling pressure really allowed him to put a lot of harassment on the front of the Protoss player's base, but he 10-gated, as he mentioned, just to be safe, so he is going to have at least one Zealot out to defend against these Zerglings, and another one building right now, and he is putting down a second gateway, so I don't think he's going to have any problems holding this off. And if you remember, in game number 1, he did lose all of the pylons that were powering his warp gates and some of his tech buildings as well on a couple of occasions. So he's making sure to put down an extra pylon right at the front entrance just to be safe right from the get-go here. So it looks like this early Zergling harassment is going to be completely ineffective for the Zerg player this time, and a Cybernetics core going down for the Protoss player DEFCON 5 as well, and he is chrono boosting another Zealot out, so he's going to have 3 Zealots here very shortly, which Zealots are very strong against Zerglings in StarCraft 2. So 5 Zerglings are not going to be able to do absolutely anything against the amount of Zealots that the Protoss player has right now. So it looks like DEFCON 5 is going to be in pretty good shape, although Spartan up to the old tricks once again, getting a hidden expansion up at the top of the base. And of course, this has already been scouted by the Protoss player DEFCON 5, so he is probably not going to be expecting a base up there anytime soon, although knowing that he did get that hidden expansion at the high yield base pretty early in the game against him in game number 1, he may try to keep scouting the map continuously because he of course was duped by that strategy once before. So we'll see if he's able to deal with it appropriately this time. And it looks like there is a scouting unit somewhere out here. Yeah, there's a probe. I don't know if you can see that on the video, but it was stuck like right in the column for this building, whatever this doodad is, so it was actually really hidden, which was made it unable to detect by the Zerg player, I would imagine. But anyways, there is a probe in the base here, moving around, trying to do a little bit more scouting. The Queen manages to take it down without any problems, and there is a spine crawler going down for the Zerg player right now as well, but he does not have any roach tech or anything. So if the Protoss player pushes out with his Zealots here pretty soon, he may find himself, Spartan may find himself in a world of hurt, because Zerglings are very bad against Zealots, as I mentioned earlier, and with only one spine crawler, this may not be enough to hold off an early Zealot push. Although his other hatchery is up and running now at his first expansion up in the top middle here, so if he can manage to get this Queen out and start macroing up some drones over here to get that economic advantage, then we may see him able to hold this off. Looking at the econ game right now, though, we can already see that Spartan has taken a slight lead over the Protoss player in minerals, although the Protoss player DEFCON 5 does have both of his assimilators up and running, and actually it looks like he has one too many probes on this second assimilator here, so he has actually got a little bit of oversaturation on that second assimilator. But that being said, he does have the lead in the gas mining, but he is somewhat significantly behind, between 200 and 300 minerals per minute behind the Zerg player right now on the mineral mining. So he does have a Baling's Nest up and running, and it looks like there is a couple more spine crawlers going down for the Zerg player, although he canceled one of them and is going to move it over here. Not sure why he canceled it and didn't just finish morphing that in and then uproot it and move it over here, but anyways, to each their own, I suppose. But it looks like he is also starting to get some drones up and running at this expansion up here, and it looks like the Protoss player getting ready to move out on the map possibly, although he of course is unaware of the expansion that DEFCON 5 is hidden at the top of the map here, as he has not scouted over there since he was there in the early game to see if that is indeed where Spartan had spawned. And this poor Overlord going down to the combined fire of these Stalkers and Sentries, and going to lose that first Overlord really early, which is unfortunate for him. And as we can see on the units overlay here,